Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the update for today. What day was today? Tuesday, wasn't it? July the 14th of 2026. And the reason I didn't know what day of the week it was because I had the entire day off. As a matter of fact, this was the All-Star Game day, now that I think about it. And All-Star Game would have started almost 5 hours ago now. You probably know who won. I don't, because I've actually been doing stuff during this time, but now I think about it, I guess this was All-Star Game day. Anyway, so I had the full day off, like I said, and honestly, the kind of arc that we're going into here on these vlogs, for those of you who have been following along at home or wherever you are, is the finalizing the furniture move arc, where again, preparing for some stuff that's going to be coming over here when Mom moves, which is going to be, as a matter of fact, 1 month from today. So with that, it's continuing to work in that direction was kind of the theme of the day for today. So again, it technically a no commitments day, as I didn't have any meetup with anybody or anything like that. That being said, again, with this upcoming deadline, spent a lot of time, well, you'll hear in just a second. So after getting ready and washed up and everything for the day, I went into the upstairs bedroom. This is the one that I've been clearing out, the one with the currently the turquoise walls and everything, and basically continued. Well, spent about an hour in there, basically kind of moving things over towards the side and continuing to liquidate stuff out of there in kind of that pipeline that leads down towards the garage. But anyway. To that extent, I am now getting to the point where that room is down to basically one tall, thin chest of drawers. And that's really the only furnishing in there right now. Apart from, and then just basically one big pile that represents clothing and another pile that represents bedding. And that's basically what's in that room now. It'd be interesting to look back to whenever the first time that I posted a video, one of these updates that I filmed in that room. Because now, like I said, all that's in there is one up and down chest of drawers, and that's really it, and two just piles of linens. So, and that's going to be like that now for a little while until the replacement stuff comes over. So, and to that effect, got in contact with Mom today. We're continuing to sort out how exactly this is going to happen. And the next step's going to be on either tomorrow afternoon or on Thursday, which is the next time that day that I have off. I'm going to be basically inquiring about acquiring a rental vehicle, like a U-Haul truck, for this little project, and looking into how exactly that process works, because that's going to be doing something that we're going to be doing here within the next month. So, yeah, with that, that went and treated myself to some lunch. Got Round Table Pizza. My understanding is that Round Table is primarily a West Coast thing, but it's a chain, a fairly large chain on the West Coast, for those of you who are not from here. And for whatever reason, and I mentioned something similar about Papa John's not too long ago, but with Round Table, of course, I get fairly standard pepperoni pizza with extra sauce. But anyway, and the thing is, Round Table does this weird thing where if you order just a large pepperoni, it's $37 or $38 right now. But if you order for a large, and if you get like double play pepperoni, which means that some of the pepperonis are a different type, it's like $25. I don't understand how that second type of pepperoni can be so much cheaper than the regular type of stuff that it pushes the entire pizza down by like $12. But that's literally what it does. So I had that for lunch. And honestly, I don't know why the second type of pepperoni is inferior. But anyway, so that's what I have for lunch. Then went to the gym, of course, to offset pizza. And then following that, honestly pulled out my little mini little tiny laundry machine thing. I have a laundry machine that's intended for like RVs and stuff. It's like this tall, and basically ran my mandatory work shirts through it. Love this whole thing where we have mandatory shirt, but they only give us 2 of them, and you can't acquire more because we were a pilot, and our store's pilot shirt did not get like selected as being like the ultimate dress code change. I'm going to guess what they're ultimately going with was pilot at a different location. But anyway, we're in this weird phase where we have something that's mandatory for us, but can't get any others because we're the only ones that have them. And I did carts for a little bit the other day, so therefore constantly have to go through this cycle of doing special washes just for them. Anyway, did that today as well. And then went to the tanning place, did that, and then continued working with the garage. Kind of a milestone with that project today. I can now say that I have looked at everything that's in that garage. Again, the way that things kind of work with my family and everything, there was stuff that ended up in my garage that came from like 4 different sources. And so it's now all been looked at, or at least where I know what's in the type of thing that's in that box. And there's this really interesting chest of drawers that I found. That's been in there forever, like literally ever. And knew it was a dad thing, so, and ended up being the last thing that I looked at, like the very last thing that I opened up, because I had no idea what I was going to be encountering. And anyway, you open this thing up, and there's a label inside, and it was the chest that Dad took with him when he went off to college. Wow. Dad graduated high school in 1956, and he went to OSU, Oregon State University, the Beavers. Only back then, it wasn't even called Oregon State University yet. It was called Oregon State College. But it was still in Corvallis, where it was today and whatnot. But he actually attended there in, again, 1956, 57, that range. And like I said, so this chest of drawers that was down there had been his chest when he went off to college. And still labeled. And there are things that are like a literary magazine, one of those like independent literary magazines that, is made on the school campus, and several other things related to Dad and college, which were quite fascinating to dig through. And then, like I said, I was mentioning yesterday that for some reason we ended up with a lot of the family historical stuff from like every direction. And in there, another thing that was in there was a diploma from when my great-grandmother went to trade school for typing or keyboarding or something. And her graduation from that was in 1911. Wow. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everyone. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.